Hi guys, and welcome back to Feed Critique Friday, where I critique your guys' Instagram feeds and give you all the tips and tricks on how to better succeed on the app. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Hannah. I am a wedding photographer that has used social media to rapidly expand and scale my business, and I teach entrepreneurs how to do the same exact thing. We're going to be going ahead and taking a look at another photographer's Instagram feed. Her @ is @Caitlin Wells Photo with a dot between Wells and Photo. Okay, let's go ahead and pull her Instagram feed up. Okay, so the first thing I noticed when I click onto your feed is that the colors are all so cohesive and everything flows really well. I love that your highlight covers flow, your profile picture matches the vibe of your page. Everything flows really nicely, so the overall appeal is 10 out of 10. I love it. The first thing I noticed when looking at the photos in your feed are that the composition of every photo is very similar. So what I mean by that is that almost every single one of your photos takes up about 75% of the frame, and they're smack dab in the center of the frame. So a really simple and easy way to kind of like break up your feed and make it more interesting to look at is to add different compositions, like maybe you have your subjects offset to the left or offset to the right in a different third. I like to try to alternate between a faraway shot and a close-up shot. It just kind of adds the dynamic in the page that makes it a little bit more interesting. Okay, as I continue my scroll, the next thing I notice is that you're using very specific location tags on your photos, which is awesome because location tags are a great way to find potential clients in your area. But the one thing I would switch in your location tagging strategy is instead of tagging specific parks or specific locations that you shot, I would try tagging more so the city or the state or wherever you're trying to serve, because more likely than not, potential clients are going to be scrolling through the name of the city's location rather than a park to find a potential photographer. And the Instagram algorithm knows a little bit more who to show your content to when you're just tagging a city rather than a very specific park. The only time that I think it's a great opportunity to tag the very specific location you're at is wedding venues, because potential clients who have maybe booked with that venue are going to go onto their location page and look to see who shot there or what photographers serve that area. So for wedding venues, I would use those super specific location tags. But as far as any kind of other photography work, I would stick to using more of a city tag. Other than that, your photos look incredible. Your strategy is good. You have really quality captions, so keep that up. Let's scroll onto the Reels section of your page. Okay, I love the content ideas that you have because they're obviously serving your target audience well. So if you are searching for potential wedding clients, you're providing them a lot of value by giving them these tips about what they can add to their wedding that's unique or best places to get married. The one thing I would tweak in your Reel strategy is that you already have the value there. The content is great, but the way that you're presenting it, I think, could be taken up a notch. And by that is if you look at this Reel for must-have unique wedding ideas, the very first 2 seconds is what I call the hook of a reel. And people these days with short form video have very short attention spans. So you need to hook their attention, hook and grab their attention very quickly. So having a photo that just has words a lot of times is not going to stop somebody's scroll. You need to either have a video on screen for the first 2 seconds or words that are corresponding and matching with the beat of the music or something that's changing, so that if somebody's scrolling, it's not just a stagnant photo with words on it that's not going to catch their attention, much as a simple behind the scenes shot would do of a wedding. Or if you don't have that type of content, like I said, you can match the words up to the beat of music, something so that it's just changing and that people are going to be like, oh my gosh, I need to stop my scroll. That's what your goal needs to be with these Reels, they have a really great content hidden in them, but they need to immediately grab somebody's attention. Let's go ahead and look at this reel in contrast to the reel we just looked at. You can actually see that it has more than 10 times higher of a view count, and look at how long you were on that title slide. Not very long, like less than a second. So people didn't get bored. They weren't sitting on that title slide. They saw what your reel was about, but it wasn't stagnant on that photo for too long. You got right to the point, and more people stayed to watch what your valuable content was. So what I would try to do with a lot of your reels you have behind, it doesn't matter if it's behind the scenes or an informational reel, whatever it is, try to grab people's attention. You want to create a buzz on your content to create growth. You want people to be watching over and over. You want them to be liking, commenting, sharing. So every time I create a piece of content, I think to myself and ask the question, if I was to be scrolling through Instagram and came upon my content, am I going to stop my scroll? Is it something that would make me stop in my tracks among all the other content that's out there on the app and engage with it? Because that's what your goal should be in order to have growth on this platform, is to create engagement, create buzz on your content. So overall, looking at your page, your work is incredible. The content ideas that you have are really awesome. So that next step is to just reach that wider audience, right? So in order to do that, I would just really focus and hone in on creating scroll stopping content, whether that's photos, reels, carousels, whatever you can do to grab potential clients, your target audience attention, stop their scroll, is going to be how you're going to see that next level of Instagram growth taking place on your page. Going off of that scroll stopping content strategy, I would recommend adding some CTAs, which are call to actions, in your captions. And what call to actions are they can be a question, they can be a poll, they can be a game for people to play in your captions. And what that essentially does is it creates relationships with people on social media, whether that's somebody who might not have followed you yet or somebody who is already following you. And it also creates engagement on your post, which the algorithm will favor and push your content. So the next step is just to pause before you post and reflect on it. Ask the questions, would I stop my scroll if I saw this on my feed? Or would I stop and engage with this? What would I do? Would I comment? Would I share? Have intentionality behind what you're posting and the reason you're posting every single thing you're posting. And I think you're going to see a lot of that growth take place. As always, you guys, my intent for this series is for you to watch these critiques that I give these creators and implement these tips and tricks into your own strategy. If you are feeling brave and would like to have your own feed critiqued, feel free to leave me a comment in the comment section below with your Instagram handle, and I will add you to the list of feeds I will be critiquing. And if you guys found this video helpful, I would love and appreciate if you could give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and I will see you guys next week for more Feed Critique Friday.